All right, looking back at what we did in the previous lesson, we're going to be finding the z-score for this set of information. We're told that the average temperature is 23 degrees. We are told the standard deviation is 4.2, and we are told that we want to know the z-score for a temperature of 17 degrees. So our x value is 17. Now, if we think about this problem, because our temperature of 17 is below the average, we know that our z-score is going to be a negative value. So I'm going to plug into my formula. Z is equal to x minus the mean over the standard deviation. I have 17 minus 23 divided by 4.2. I'm going to simplify this to get negative 6 divided by 4.2. When I type that into the calculator, I'm going to get this big long decimal, negative 1.42857143. I know that my z-score has to be in terms of hundredths, so I'm going to round to the hundredths place. The 8 tells me that my 2 will become a 3. So my answer is that my z-score is negative 1.43. All right, our lesson is going to be about permutations and combinations, and we are going to be using something that is called factorial notation. And that is shown as n with an exclamation mark after it, which is read n factorial. That means that we are going to multiply all the numbers in descending order from n to 1. So if I ask you to find 5 factorial, that would mean that I'm asking you to multiply 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And when I multiply that, I would get 20 times 6, which is 120. We are going to be using factorial notation to determine values of permutations and combinations. Permutations is an arrangement of objects in a specific order. Things that are permutation, if you have like offices, president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, those are going to be permutations. If you have races, and you have first, second, third place, that is going to be a permutation. If you had a locker combination, that is a permutation because order matters. Okay? A combination is an arrangement of objects in which order does not matter. So you may just have groups. In a group of 3 people, it wouldn't make any difference who was chosen first, second, or third because the order does not matter. Okay, there are formulas for permutation and combination that you are going to be able to find on the formula sheet. And the formula for a permutation is n factorial divided by n minus r factorial, where n is the total number of objects and r is the number of ways. The formula for a combination is n factorial divided by r factorial times n minus r factorial, where n, again, is the total number of objects and r is the number of ways. These 2 formulas, again, will be on the formula sheet. You will have what the formula is for a permutation and a combination. But the good news is going to be we are going to do these problems on Desmos, which is so much easier. All right, we are going to simplify in example 1, 8 factorial divided by 5 factorial. We know by the definition of factorial that this means that I'm going to be multiplying 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. On the bottom, I have 5 factorial, which is going to be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. At this point, I can cancel out anything that's in common top to bottom. That is the 5 times 4 times 3 times 1, which means this is going to be equal to 8 times 7 times 6 divided by 1, which is just 8 times 7 times 6. When I multiply those numbers together, that is going to equal 336. Okay, on my second example, I'm looking at a permutation. I have n objects, which is 6, and I have 3 that I am taking, which is r. So I'm going to replace into this formula my n factorial, which is going to be 6 factorial. When I replace the values of n and r, I get 6 factorial over 6 minus 3 factorial, which is going to be 6 factorial divided by 3 factorial, and that becomes 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 divided by 3 times 2 times 1. The 3 times 2 times 1's cancel out, and I get an answer of 120. Okay, on example 3, we have a combination. The value of n is 5. The value of r is 3. This is my value of r. And I'm going to plug into my formula. I have n factorial, which is going to be 5 factorial, divided by r factorial, which is 3, times n minus r factorial. Okay, that's going to give me 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial times 2 factorial. And now I'm going to expand. This is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1. And 2 factorial is 2 times 1. Okay, my 3 times 2 times 1's will cancel out. That will give me 20 on top divided by 2, which is 10. All right, helpful tips. A permutation starts with the letter P, and one way of remembering that is dealing with a phone number, and a phone number order matters. It makes a difference in which number comes first, second, third, fourth, and so on. Okay, combination starts with the letter C. You can think of that as being cards, and order does not matter. All right, we are going to find 5 factorial. That's 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 multiplied together is equal to 120. All right, in this example, we are finding 4 factorial times 3 factorial, which means that I'm going to have 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 times 3 factorial, which is 3 times 2 times 1. Multiply, I get 24 times 6, and that is 144. Okay, we are finding how many permutations that we can get when we have 8 items, and we are picking 5 of those. We're going to plug this into our formula. We have n factorial, and the value of n is 8, divided by n minus r, which is going to be 8 minus 5 factorial. That's going to give me 8 factorial on top over 3 factorial on the bottom. 8 factorial is 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1. Those are going to cancel out. Therefore, I get 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 as my. That is equal to 6,720 arrangements of values that we could have. All right, I'm going to show you how to do a permutation on Desmos. So we are going to look at our keyboard. And we are going to go to Functions. We're going to scroll down until we see NPR. NPR. And we are going to click that. It is going to be close to the very, very bottom under number theory. All right, so we're going to click NPR. In the parentheses, we are going to type in the two numbers. N is going to go first, separated by the comma, which gives me 5 as my R value, and automatically it will tell me what my answer is without having to use that factorial formula. So again, to get this, we are going to go to Functions, and we're going to scroll all the way down to the section that is number theory. And we are going to find NPR. Okay, we want to know how many combinations that we can choose if we have a total of 10 items and we are choosing 7 of those at a time. So my N value is 10, my R value is 7. I'm going to plug into my formula. I have N factorial, which is going to be 10 factorial over 7 factorial times 10 minus 7 factorial. That's going to give me on top 10 factorial divided by 7 factorial times 3 factorial. I'm going to expand this. This is going to be 10 times 9 times 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is divided by 7 times 6, all the way to times 1. And then 3 factorial is going to be times 3 times 2 times 1. So we can cancel out 7 factorial, top and bottom. That is going to give me on top 10 times 9 times 8 divided by on the bottom 3 times 2 times 1. That is going to be 720 divided by 6, which is 120 possible combinations. All right, now we're going to do this problem on Desmos without using the formula. We have a combination of 10 items taking 7 at a time. We're again going to go to Functions, scroll all the way down to Number Theory, and we are going to choose NCR. Once we choose NCR, we are going to put the value 10 first, comma, the number that we're choosing, which is 7, and it's going to give me an answer of 120, which is what we got before. So again, we're going to do the keyboard. We're going to go to Functions, Number Theory, and again, it's almost all the way to the bottom, and we're going to choose NCR. All right, this one asks the question, does the following represent a permutation or a combination? Remember, in a permutation, that order matters, okay? Order matters. In a combination, order does not. It asks, how many ways are there to choose a committee of 3 people from a group of 5? Okay, so if I have a total number of 5 people and I'm choosing 3 people from that group, they're going to be on a committee. It doesn't matter who I choose first. who I choose second, who I choose third. I'm just going to have 3 people. So on this one, order does not matter. And because order does not matter, it means I have a combination. Okay, this example asks, does the following represent a permutation or combination? How many ways are there to choose a president, a vice president, and a secretary from a group of 5 people? Because we are getting a person for a specific office, order does matter. Because I'm picking a person for president, I'm picking a person for vice president, and a person for secretary. So the order does matter, therefore it would be a permutation. All right, on the last problem, we have a basketball team has 11 players. How many ways can the coach choose 5 starting players? Because this problem does not say that it's for a specific rule or a specific role on the basketball team, like forward or guard or center, then order does not make any difference. We just want 5 starting players. So this is going to be a combination. All right, so I'm going to write my combination. I have a total of 11 players, so that is going to be my value for N, and I am choosing 5 players, and that is going to be my value for R. We are now just going to go to Desmos, and we're going to type this into Desmos by going to Functions, scrolling all the way down till we get to NCR. In the parentheses, we are going to put the number of players we have total, which is 11, comma, the number that we're choosing, which is 5, and that's going to give me a value of 462 possible combinations, which is answer B.